Hey folks, welcome to Lunith Gardens. I'm your host, Kenneth. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of my fall planting. Most of what you see here took place on September 1st, but I do have some more to plant in the coming days and weeks. Additionally, since many of my seeds are older, I'm going to sow them pretty thick. So far the germination rates have not been the greatest, but I'm hoping for the best and will likely reseed the already planted areas if things don't sprout. A little later in the video, I'll share with you my planting guide. Here's the first bed I'll be planting. After clearing out this shard along the back near the trellis, I'll plant peas and fill in the rest of the bed with romaine lettuce and kale. I found my greens do especially well in this area of my garden, as it gets only a few hours of direct sunlight due to the houses. But during the winter, it also stays warmer because it's protected by both the houses and the wall. Additionally, I'll be adding a poly load tunnel for season extension should that become necessary. Here's a small sample of what we can see with the naked eye of the soil food web. As a kid growing up, we called these little things roly-polies, but we also have worms, centipedes, earwigs, spiders, and other creepy crawlies in addition to all the microscopic bacteria, fungi, nematodes, etc. living together here in the soil. No herbicides or pesticides in this garden. In fact, I didn't even foliar feed compost tea to the garden this year. No sprays at all. Here's a look at the seeds that I'll be planting. For the peas, I'll be planting the Sugar Ann variety since I have an awful lot of them. And for the greens, I'll be planting romaine lettuce and two different varieties of kale. Here's the planting calendar I use for my area. Since I live near Tucson, Arizona, it comes from the University of Arizona Extension, the link for which can be found in the show notes below. What I like about this is it covers the dates for different elevations in my area. I'll be using the middle column as we are just below 2,000 feet in elevation at my house. While not everything my family eats and enjoys is listed here, we do plant other items and use a combination of trial and error and other resources available on the web as guidelines for planting. After moving the wood chips aside, I planted the rest of the seeds in this bed. The only thing left to do now is water them in and add a very light covering of decomposing leaf matter from a nearby mesquite tree. I'll do this to help retain the moisture and discourage the local birds from enjoying a free meal on me. Here's another small bed I'm planting. Originally I had planned to sow a cover crop of crimson clover as forage for the bees, but for now this bed will just be more peas. My family loves picking peas right off the vines in the garden and snacking. This includes our little buddy Gatsby, who I've caught numerous times stealing a snack when the opportunity permits. For this bed, I had to do a little bit of maintenance on the irrigation lines, as the old ones were getting clogged with minerals from the previous seasons. That shouldn't be a problem going forward though, as I added a carbon filtration system to remove chlorine back in May of this year. And finally, I'm planting out the last half of the bed I built in my previous video, Container Garden Fail. Here I'm planting some of my favorites, broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. I'm devoting a small area to these crops for now, and will expand them as other areas of my garden become available. Currently, the cucumber and melon vines are dying back, and I'll be cleaning those up soon to make way for more of my family's favorite veggies. And here's the mesquite leaves I mentioned earlier. I'm using this to retain moisture as a ground covering and also discourage the birds from stealing seeds from the garden. Come back in the future to see more of my fall planting when the other areas of the garden are ready. Until then, I'll leave you with a few shots from some of our August harvests. As always, if you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe, rate, and comment below.